Hi, I'm business development expert Jason Kanigan, and I'd like to thank you for watching this video wherever it happens to be. You might be on my website or YouTube. I want to have a quick chat with you because the reason you're watching this video is you probably want to find out a little bit more about me and what I do, and also possibly want to work with me. And I want to begin by saying that it's hard to buy something from me. It's hard to get me to want to work with you as a client, and I'm going to go through why that is, so that we understand each other right away. And then if there is a next step, then it would make sense for you to take it. Otherwise, you'll probably sort of self-select yourself out and want to go somewhere else, and that's cool. So let's begin with what I've been doing in the last few years. I started out doing sales training, which is probably the last thing that I teach people now, this fourth step out of 4. It's not something that I begin with these days because there is a lot better path to getting to the result that you want. And so selling, which is actually a qualifying conversation, that happens last. That's actually the last thing you want to do. Convert is the last thing that you want to do. You want to set it up so that it's easy to do the conversion later on. And so we're going to begin with other things. So why is it so darn difficult to get me to take you on as a client? Well, the fact is most people just aren't a fit, especially the people who come from internet marketing. Oh, I just got dumped on my butt out of a job and I need to replace my income here, and I don't really have any skills or know what to do. Can you help me? Can you help me? And kind of grab onto my jacket and hold on for dear life. That's not who I want as a client, and that's not who I'm best able to help as a client. I'm not a particularly patient person. I enjoy teaching, but not to people who nod and smile and say, wow, that sounded really good, and then move on to the next of 30 more so-called experts that they're looking at today. And the fact of the matter is, the result of that sort of behavior, where you just try and get a mishmash of different things and hodgepodge them together into something that works for you, you're never going to do it. You're never going to get results with that because you aren't going to take action. You're not focused and you're not committed. And that is exactly why I choose not to work with most of the people who knock on my door. Just not a fit. Let's talk about commitment for a second. Most people, especially in the internet marketing world, completely lack commitment. Newbies lack commitment. They're so nervous. Oh, is this going to work? Look, I wouldn't work with you, number one, if it wasn't going to work, if it didn't have a really great chance of working. But secondly, the chance of it working comes from you. It doesn't come from me. I can give you all the stuff in the world, the tips, tricks, techniques, whatever. If you don't put in any effort, and most of you won't, it's not going to work. And so therein lies the problem. Another thing which people like to complain about regarding me is that my prices are too high or so high or whatever. My prices are not particularly high compared to many other coaches out there, but from a newbie level, they seem to be pretty high. Here's the reason why. It's very simple. If it hurts you to get in, it's going to hurt you to get out. If you have to invest $4,000 a month for several months to work with me, it's going to hurt you to have to dump that money and then abandon the project. It's going to force you to get to work. And that's the chief problem, as I alluded to before, of newbies, is you refuse to get off your ass and work. And so by forcing you to make that large investment, if you want to work with me and get the system and techniques and processes that work, you, by the very nature of being involved in that, have to get up off your duff and take action. You must do it, or else you're throwing all that money away. And I don't think you want to do that. It's not about the cash. It's about your level of commitment, and I am not going to risk my reputation. I am not going to get involved with some lame-brained doofus who just fell out of a job and thinks that internet marketing is going to make him $1 million over the next 3 months. And all he has to do is just buy services off somebody else and sit back and let the computer do everything. It's just not how it works. So let that be a rude awakening for you right now, if that's what it needs to be. Now, the funny thing is, the real experts, the people who actually know what they're talking about, they understand exactly what I've said so far. They get it, they agree with it. Sometimes they don't like to say it publicly because that doesn't help sell, does it? That doesn't help sell the dream, the myth, that you, without any effort, without any knowledge, without any skill, are going to magically skate your way to tons and tons of money. So many of them would prefer to not be honest and not let you know that that is the truth. The truth is it's going to take work and it's going to take commitment, and you had better show up. And so I have a very strong, systematic way of screening people like you who might be interested in working with me. Believe me, half the people who watch this video have already turned it off. They've already left, and it has done the job that I want it to do. I write repulsive copy. That's what it's called, repulsive copy. It is designed to make people who are not a fit go away. Because I don't ever want to deal with people who are not a fit. I don't want to deal with people who are going to whine, complain, drag me down, expect me to do the work for them. Not going to do it. Not interested. And so if that's you, I encourage you to close this video now and be on your merry way. And maybe I'll be back in a year, I don't know, after 4 so-called failures where you didn't actually commit or do anything and got lousy results. And I'll say, well, what a surprise. Have you learned anything, or are you in a different position now? So it's about headspace if you want to work with me. So let's move on to the next step here then, if you're still around. Hey, congratulations, actually. You've walked through a minefield that I deliberately set up to blow you to bits with. So I appreciate you sticking with it so far. I want to have a serious talk with you, though, about internet marketing and internet marketers. And there's a lot of noise out there. I've got clients who are committed and pay me well and do what they're supposed to do, and they're still victims of this shiny object syndrome, where they chase after the next cool thing that pops up. Let me tell you something straight out. Gimmicks are not going to do it for you. Magic bullets are not going to do it for you. There are no unicorns. Some fancy thing is not going to be whatever it is that makes you money. You are going to be what makes you money. And so, my friend, chasing after, oh, what's the latest and greatest way to do Facebook ads, and that is not, it's not a winner for you. That's not what makes you into a business success. That is a tiny piece of the puzzle. The stuff that we look at when you're working with me, the stuff that we would be looking at is process. How do people encounter you? What do you want them to experience when they encounter you? How do they know that they're a fit, a customer for you, or not? How much money do you want to make? Things like that. And we set up a consistent process. The gimmicks, the Facebook ads, the plugins, the copy, all that stuff comes later, much, much later. The problem with internet marketing is you're bombarded with all this junk, all these fancy things and shiny objects at the beginning. And so most people never get past that. They keep buying stuff. Oh, if I get this plugin, it'll be fine. If I get my website together, I'll finally have it, you know, that system, and then I'll make money. Oh, if I get the right copy up on my site, I'll be able to make money. If I can make social media work for me, I'll finally make money. And this goes on and on and on for years. I've seen it for years. That's not what makes you money. Gimmicks do not make you money. You need a consistent process that brings in leads, filters them, and then gets the best of the best talking to you, and they're already ready to buy. That's the system that you want in place. The gimmicks, totally secondary to that. So what's the next step? If you believe that you have a product or service that really is valuable, if you're good at what you do, i.e. you can fulfill a product or a service competently, if you have a product or service that sells at a reasonable value, I'm talking $1,000, $2,000 a piece or higher, then maybe you and I should speak. If you think you can put up with me, if you think I can put up with you, if you're willing to take action, you're willing to take direction, you can be coached, then maybe we have a future together and I can help you build a real business. This goes far beyond unicorns and magic bullets, because those things don't really work. What really works is you. That's what we need to find out. Are you ready and willing to work? And so my first test for you is to fill out an application form if you want to work with me. If you don't, close this video now and head on your merry way. I'll wave goodbye. Maybe we'll come back in a year or something. But if you're really intent on working with me now and you understand why I've said and done the things that I have done in this video to this point, then I encourage you to fill out this application. Most people, I'll tell you, this is a secret, but I'll let it out of the bag. Most people in the last 2 years have balked at this. They start getting in there and they realize, here's the secret, they don't actually know anything, they don't have a skill, they haven't picked a product, so they got nothing to fill out the fields of this questionnaire with. And that's also part of the screening that I do. If you feel that you can fill these fields out competently, ably, and with the truth, then go ahead and fill them out and send it in to me and you'll get my attention. You really want to get my attention? Call me. Call me. The number's below. That's how you really want to stand out. If you want to work with me, if you genuinely want to work with me. Otherwise, hey, keep searching. Maybe you'll come back later on, and that's okay with me. So thanks for listening. I know this wasn't always a pleasant video for you to listen to, but it's certainly an honest and educational one. And I think over time, you know, you might come back and go, hey, yeah, that guy actually tried to steer me in the right direction, and I was bedazzled by baloney, you know, all these shiny objects and that. So if I could achieve one thing in this video, it would be to help you get past that shiny object syndrome. All right, let's see if you're willing to fill out that form. Thanks for watching.